Since 1950s, society is consuming twice as much. But yet, what is declining? Richard.
There's a lower level of happiness due to people having to work harder and having like 2 jobs and stuff in order to find what they want, and that results in less leisure time.
Yes, absolutely. We're consuming more, but our happiness has declined. And as you said so really nicely, we are working more, we have less leisure time. So we're in this, what did Annie Leonard use as an analogy, this sort of a perpetual wheel, right, of like a hamster, almost like a hamster wheel. We go to work, right, we make our money, we go shop, we buy what we want, we go watch TV, TV tells us you suck through the advertisements, because that's what ads do, really, when you think about it. They really want to sell, and so whatever it takes to sell. Okay? What about the effect on the environment when it comes from consumption? And this is all related, by the way, and I know some of you may have alluded to this already. So, in this golden arrow of consumption, what is the effect, one negative effect on the environment? Bushra.
99% of consumed goods are disposed of within 6 months.
Yeah, 99, and that's exactly what I have actually written down as well. 99% of the stuff actually ends up in trash. And that's a problem, according to, well, I think everybody would agree that, why would you want to, within 6 months, be able to dispose something? That's perfectly good. What is that concept called? I'm thinking of another concept here that Annie Leonard brought up. It's a 2-letter word. No, sorry, it's 2 words, separate words. There you go, it's 2 separate words. First word starts with P, and the second word starts with O. She brings this concept, yes?
Perceived obsolescence.
Perceived obsolescence. The idea behind perceived obsolescence, do you want to maybe say a few words about that? It's okay. What is perceived obsolescence? BJ. Okay, so that's yes, exactly. That's perceived obsolescence. You're throwing it away because it's still perfectly fine. And then there's this concept of planned obsolescence, which is really kind of scary to me, that there's designers out there who are making these devices so that they actually don't last very long. And isn't that amazing? So it's like, how quickly can this die? But yet, our customers are not going to lose faith in our product. And they're going to go ahead and still buy the new version. But that doesn't work. The planned obsolescence doesn't work just by itself. You've got to convince people that the perceived obsolescence, that, you know what, they got to buy the new stuff because it's the new trend. And we're in this day and age now where these trends are just coming too rapidly, too fast. And 1 year it's this, next year it's something else, and you got to keep buying to be in, right? To belong to the crowd, whatever that crowd may be. Finally, disposal. During the disposal stage, well, stuff is all thrown out. So what's one negative effect on individuals, if you think about it, in the disposal stage? And I'm going to ask somebody who hasn't responded yet. So, Hannah, I didn't hear much from you, so go ahead.
The way that they dispose of stuff, like by burning it or putting it in a landfill, it releases toxins and it harms people's health.
Absolutely. Health is a huge effect, negative effect of during the disposal stage in the life cycle of a product is human health, our health. But not just our health, health of who else? Are we the only living things on this planet? No. We got to think about all the other living components of this planet. We often forget because we treat ourselves as the superior, as the top of the hierarchy of living things. Right? But yet there's other species that are also affected. What is the name of one of the most toxic substances that is produced when trash is burned? And this is something that Annie Leonard mentioned. Somebody who hasn't participated. Go ahead, Alina. What is it called? Dioxin. D-I-O-X-I-N. Dioxin. Okay. And dioxin can be eliminated by simply doing what? Or not doing? Not burning trash. That's what she says. And of course, I think you know, when we talk about the effects on society, what might be one effect on a society, on a village, on a community as a whole, as a result of disposal, during the disposal stage? Cameron?
The cost on how to dispose it, like people are going to have to get paid just to dispose the goods.
Sure, there's an associated cost that comes along with this, right? In fact, if you generate a lot of trash and you live at home, like we pay for disposal as well. But if you have more, if you're generating more, you're going to pay more all of a sudden. So there is a cost, absolutely. Is there anything else? What other negative effect on society, besides the cost that society incurs, the actual monetary cost? Yes, Mackenzie.
There's less land for development because of dump sites.
There's less land for development because of dump sites. In fact, sometimes development happens on dump sites. They bury the stuff in the ground and then develop over it. Terry Fox Road, yeah. I remember when I was in high school, that was like a landfill. And now it's a golf course built on top of a landfill, right? I don't know, I mean, I see a few problems with that, but we won't get into that now. Okay, and finally I think, you know, the effects on the environment, I think we touched upon, of disposal. There's something that I'm thinking here. I want to ask you this question. In the video, Annie talks about how much waste we generate and how much waste is generated during the production stage. So for every one, I don't know, sorry?
One garbage bag.
For every one garbage bag, let's just say, how much is generated during the production stage? 70. Yeah. So it turns out the production stage in the life cycle of a product is responsible for quite a lot of waste. Okay, so please keep this somewhere with you. Okay, don't lose it. Don't lose it because you will need this. This constitutes the first stage of our secondary research for a research-informed action project. Okay, what I'd like to do now is I'm going to turn your attention to the blackboard here where I have the chart paper. Sadia, how is that? Is it still rolling? Is it possible to position it so that I'm getting the stuff up here?
Could we try maybe on this desk?
Yeah, sure. You can just position it, see if you can do whatever. Okay. So,
Every time.
I have to use my phone here because I developed the chart myself, but I use my phone, so I will be referring to my phone as I am actually doing this with you up here. Because I did some secondary research. Is it? Okay, thank you. So, many of us, put your hand up. 1 second. I want you to put your hand up if you have one of these.
A phone?
Not necessarily this exact brand, but if you have a phone. Wow. Okay, that's about 90% of you. 90% of you have this piece of technology with you. Okay? These are called smartphones. Right? Why are they called smartphones?
They can do many things.
Nicholas?
Because they can do many things.
Because they can do many things. So that makes them smart, right?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to begin, and here's what I'm going to try to do with you today, okay? In the next little bit. I'm going to model to you how to develop I'm going to call it a mind map / network map. Okay? Mind map or network map. So I would like you to also have, and by the way, I'm going to give you this large piece of paper. Okay? Okay, why don't you, in fact, just come over here, grab one of these big pieces of paper, because I'd like you to you're going to do this with me, okay? As we do it together. So grab one of these ledger-sized sheets. Go ahead.
No. You might grab yours. No. What? Because you bring me on.
He's gonna get sick, and then he gets hit with the chair.
Where am I starting?
So there's one thing on the 7
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, everyone needs one, yes. Every person needs one of their own. Okay? Okay, in the center of this particular network map or mind map, I would like to put the word smart or two words smartphone. And I'm using the phone as an example to show you how now we can start to show all the components, living and non-living components, that make up this particular phone, many of which are somewhat hidden from us, from our view, much like, you know, a Trojan horse analogy. Okay? So when you look at the phone, I'd like you to first, before we begin, can you describe what meets the eye, what you see? So I'm going to just take it out of my case, actually. And, I mean, you have your own phone as well, so... Okay, so there is my phone. All right. So what do you see on a phone? What are all the features of a phone that you're able to see? If I just kind of brainstorm some of these things that we can see. Color. What color is my phone? Black. I got a nice black phone. Black is the color. It's shiny. Yeah. I'm gonna spell shiny. S-H-I-Y. There you go. Not if there's an E there or not. What else? And some of you are looking at your own phones. It's thin. What else? It's what? It's touch screen. What else can you kind of see? Yes. The camera. It's got a kind of a camera at the top. Anything else? Yep. The volume button. Power button. Power. Anything else? Yes. Okay. Guys, just please. I'm having a hard time hearing if you're. So big screen. That's a huge feature, eh? Of all these smartphones is to have a nice large screen. Mackenzie. Headphone jack.
Are we talking about the outside?
I'm talking about everything that meets the eye.
That meets the eye? Can you like open it?
Nope. If you open your phone, you pretty much destroy your phone. But you could open it, if you mean to open to show the battery.
Yeah, the battery.
The battery, sure. So there's a battery. What else? Go ahead. Huh? Speaker.
Camera lens.
We have that. Somewhere. Camera. Yes.
You can see the name of the brand.
Excellent. You can see the name of the brand. I was waiting for somebody to say that. Name of the brand. And that's huge. That's really important. Can you see any phone without a brand name? iPhone, that's iPhone, mine is Samsung, you might have HTC, somebody else might have something else, a BlackBerry, right, let's not forget the Canadian brand, but all of these things are things that meet the eye. So now, the features, absolutely, now when you activate the phone, I can get ahead, access all kinds of features.